Hey guys, well, got another tournament game here for you guys, or tournament match, whatever. It's gonna be a Nekroz mirror match, so get your popcorn because it's gonna be a long one. Because that's what Nekroz mirror matches are. I really like these mirror matches though. Like, I like these skill intensive matchups. So I don't know, that's just me. But anyways, we got Jake on the right, Eric on the right, Jake on the left. I don't know directions apparently. I think Eric is playing first, and let's take a quick look at Eric's hand. He summons Great Sorcerer. He has a Decisive Armor, Kaleido, Unicorn, and one other card I can't see. I think it's another spell. I mean, he could have definitely done more, but I guess he didn't want to overcommit the board and leave himself open to a Trish, and then next turn he definitely has other plays he can do, so it's not like he's in like that much position to get destroyed right away. Plus, if he summons something a bit smaller and Jake attacks in, he can just use a Decisive Armor, so not too bad of a spot for Eric. See, Jake's got a Manju, a Gunganir, looks like a Damage Juggler. I think I saw a Trish. Let's see. Yep, I do see a Trish. And it looks like double Valk. So, Manju's going to definitely want to get a spell. Well, Manju probably just for the, Manju for the Klaus. But then what he's going to do with that Klaus will be left to be seen. Because I could see him doing, so that is Damage Juggler, right? Yeah. So if he wanted to, he could go, get a cycle out for the Valk, and then get a free draw, and then he has some sort of play he could make. So what that play is yet to be determined, I guess. So Manju going for, looks like he's thinking the cycle. I mean, he's gonna need a ritual spell if he wants any sort of plays. What spell is going to be better? It looks like he is just going to go Klaus for cycle. But he's thinking about something else. And he's actually going to go for mirror. So I guess he doesn't want to waste a cycle early. Or I guess he could just go for a Gunganir play. Because it's not like Eric has that much of a board establishment. So it's not like Gunganir is going to be bad. Yeah, he's just going to do that. Just go Gunganir because, again, he doesn't have much, or Eric doesn't have much of board establishment, so it's not like he's in a situation where he needs to overcommit right away, but at the same time, Jake kind of has a subpar hand, so I could see Jake just wanting to get newer cards instead of just keeping what is in hand, because, like, Trish isn't even that strong in this matchup, so I would have just Valked away like a Trish and then search the damage, or not the Damage Juggler, the Trick Clown, and then he got a couple draws to make his hand a bit stronger. But Jake's gonna go for the Hat Tricker, try and get an Exceed play off. What's that strong is the question. Like what's gonna make a difference, you know what I mean? Like, nothing's really gonna quote unquote boost him forward, so like, he could hit in for a lot of damage right here if he went Trapeze, because he could just kill the Great Sorcerer with a Gunganir and then just hit in for a bunch of damage. But looked like he was going for Dweller, but there's nothing he's really needing to do right now, so he might as well just, yeah, leave his board for a little bit and just hit in, just try and play a bit more passively. But he just goes hit in with Gunganir. Pretty sure Eric just declares damage step, and Jake is just going to be like, whatever, I would assume. Yep. That's just what happens. Which, it'll just turn into a double knot, because Great Sorcerer is 15, so Eric will have a little bit of Grave Resource for next turn, but he's going to have to take 14, oh no. It's the end of the world, and I'm so thankful Eric has that life point counter there, because I don't have to do too much more work later, so that'll be kind of nice. But Great Sorcerer doesn't really have any relevant effects in the grave, so it's not like it really matters if Jake goes Dweller. And Eric has no other setup in grave, so again, Dweller isn't really relevant right now. Nothing is really that relevant for Jake to go into, so it might just be best to pass or make a play that would... Because I don't think there's any Exceed that will just clear itself off board so that he's not trishable. That also wouldn't be bad, so I think the better way would just be to pass. As far as I can tell. Yeah, because he might as well leave it on board for extra protection. Then he has a Valk for next turn. So, ooh, Eric draws a shirt. That's really nice. Because, ooh, yeah, Eric has a Trish play right here. I mean, like, if the Trish play is that strong, he's a different subject. But, I mean, if Jake had more, he would have committed more just because Eric had no real board presence. He definitely had OTK on board because he had the Gungnir. So, if he could have summoned one more monster, he would have. I think at least that's what he would have done. But that would be a tell that he might not have that much. But he's just going to go get the Brio. Look how he's just going for deck thinning right now. Or he just has a different play in mind. But looks like the Foolish is going to happen. Again, I think Foolish for Trish for the Trish play would be really good right now. Because he removes a lot of Jake's options from the next turn by removing the mirror, and then he just gets rid of another resource in hand, and then he forces out really bad Valk plays, so like he's just not in a good spot. But he's gonna go for the damage juggler to get most likely a hat tricker. I don't know why he'd go hat tricker now because he doesn't have a normal summon, so he could just go for the trick clown and then just get another monster on board, but I guess that's fine. But we'll see what he wants a Brio for. Probably just Brio for Klaus. Just, again, for deck thinning purposes. And then he can get a cycle. And then he can just bring back the decisive armor is going to be the stronger way to do it. Because there's not much else that's really, like, quote-unquote relevant. He's just going to summon the Hat Tricker. Again, I would have just gone Damage Juggler. Because then it also would have been able to hit over everything. So he could have still established some sort of better board. But I think Hat Tricker still gets over the Hat Tricker. I don't know what the defense of it is. And Jake just decides to not Valk. So, that's fine. See what... Oh yeah, because he wants to leave the Hat Tricker on board. But if he just Trished... Well, then again, he would have gotten to play with the Trick Clown if he did just Trish, but... Well, then again, if he did do it, if he did get Trick Clown, he could have cleared both and then still made a Rhapsody. Which he is just considering going into an Exceed play right now. Which, yeah, he would have cleared board, and then if he, like, had a Manju, he wouldn't have had any strong play. Like, the only thing Jake could really top deck that's going to help him right now is a Manju, and, like, that's not even that strong right now, just because, like, if he clears out the Hat Tricker off board, like, it would just be the better way to do it, because he has a definite play, and then he'll be able to establish a bigger board, which will just be harder to get over for Jake at this present time. But again, Eric doesn't obviously know his hand, so that's a different subject, but yeah, it's main phase 2. Eric's just thinking about what he wants to do. Looks like he's just going to go for the Brio. I don't know if there's a real reason to go to the defensive play right now as far as like just getting a Valk or a what's it fucking called? Gungnir. So I think it'd just be better just to establish a board, maybe. We'll see what he wants to do. Either Valk or establishing a board is the best way to do it, as far as I can tell, at least. All depends on what Jake's next draw is. Oh, main deck Vanity's Emptiness. That'll be fun if that comes up. What is he going for exactly? Yeah, looks like he's gonna go Klaus for Cycle. I would assume at least, because Mirror does nothing for him. Yep, Klaus for Cycle. And then Eric can just make a play. Yep, he's just going to cycle for Most likely decisive armor just because it's hard to hit over. This does leave Eric open to Trish, but I guess he's willing to take the risk of that. Like, yeah, he's setting it. If Jake had a Trish play for the next turn, Eric is going to be in a bad spot because he's just going to do Shirt for the Brio. But I guess Eric's just willing to take that. But again, if he's reading it like in the sense that Jake has no real plays, then I guess Eric isn't in too bad of a spot then. So, I don't know, I guess that's what that is. But Eric is just going to overlay, go into the... Looks like he is considering the Rhapsody, and it is the Rhapsody. So, yep, get rid of those two so that he doesn't have any recurring plays and also kills the Valk play. And a Max C is drawn. Damn. Yeah, Jake's just going to have to sit there and pass because he has nothing else. Like, he's... Damn. And that's a mirror. So, Eric can definitely Trish right here. And, yeah, just a pass hopefully signifies that Jake's just in a terrible spot. If he just did the Trish play last turn, it would have been even better. He would have had games, so, I don't know. It's what it is, though, right? Well, no, because the Valk would have been dropped, and then he would have at least had a turn of survivability, but then after that, Eric would have had other sort of plays. But it's what it is, right? And Trish is going to get dropped now, because Eric reads that's the best way to do it, with, you know, Jake making absolutely no plays. Because if Nekroz makes no plays, like, there's a difference between conservation and making no plays, because Jake has no Nekroz monsters in Grave, so he doesn't have any Valk plays to do, so, like, if they do nothing, it should signify there is nothing. So, Hat Trigger and Manju get banished, and then Jake drew, I think, another Hat Trigger, and a Valk gets banished. So, the Valk getting banished kind of sucks, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. Hat Trigger, though, kind of sucks, because if Jake had any way to Valk the next turn, it does, you know, get rid of the chances to draw more cards. But hit down to 11. Eric has no hands, so he's just got an amazing board. But a Senju is drawn, and there's no way to Exiton because both of his monsters are forced to just stay in hand. I mean, he could just go Senju for Klaus for a ritual spell, make a Valk, but it's not strong and he'll just lose the next turn. So, what would be the most offensive XYZ to make so he has a chance to last a turn? Probably the 101, I would think. Like, 101 might just be the better way to do it. But he's just going to go Brio for Klaus, just deck thinning, I would assume. At least I would assume he would go for the Klaus, but he's just going to go Hat Trigger. Yeah, he can't Exiton because he actually has more cards right now. Well, Jake has more cards. And, again, I think the stronger play would just be the 101. He's looking at Dweller, but Dweller does nothing for him. Again, like I said, I think the 101 is a stronger play he can make. But he needs to set himself up for a Valk play. That's, I mean, at the very least what he needs to do is set himself up for the Valk play. Yeah, there's nothing else he can really make. Like, he can make a Diamond Crab King, but then Decisive Armor just goes over that. But I don't see a Diamond Crab King in his extra deck. That reminds me, I need to pick up a Diamond Crab King if I want to play Shaddolls still. But that is irrelevant right now. Yeah, 101's like the best way he can do it, I think. But he just has nothing that strong, unfortunately. I mean, I guess the other thing he could do is go for an Emerald. That's really it, though. Like, yeah, it's just 101 or Emerald seems like the better plays he can make right now. I don't know. He's just in a losing situation, and there's not much that he can really do about it. I mean, he would need, like, a board clear and a way to ritual summon. But there's no way you can really do that. Especially with just Jake having too many cards from, you know, not having any way to play. I still think the 101 would be the better way to survive. Because, I mean, Nekroz definitely do have ways to come back. And, he just needs the right way to do it. That's the only thing. And... yeah, he's just going to Brio right here. Most likely for a spell. Well, Brio for a Klaus for a spell. Yeah, because that's the only real way to do it. Because... wait, he has attrition hand still, doesn't he? If he goes Klaus or Mirror... well, no, he has no cards in hand, so that's weak. Looks like he's almost thinking about the Unicorn, just so he has a Brio for next turn. But... he might as well just do Klaus. Yep, Klaus for... Klaus for Kaleido, yeah, just... I guess it sets him up for a Unicorn in a following turn, which might just be the stronger way to do it. I mean, he could have summoned the Valkyrie as well, but he doesn't have a strong enough board to do it, because Decisive Arm would just hit over, and if Eric draws any sort of Jew, he just loses, but he's thinking about Dweller. There's a 101. I still think 101 would be the best. I mean, again, there is the Emerald, which he is just going to do because he does need a deck then. He still has a sort of play with maintaining his board with Valk. He almost puts back one of his Nekroz, but he does have to keep a Nekroz in grave. I think he already has a Klaus banished, so I don't know if I would keep Klaus there. But he is just going to do that because the Brio is obviously more important, but he's already searched out enough spells to where Klaus is kind of half dead, but at the same time it does remove a few plays. And his draw is a Manju. So he will have a play for next turn, so at the very least, he has something to play with. So he's not in the worst situation anymore, but it's still very bad, to say the least. Eric draws a Senju. Like, what can he search that's that amazing? Because you just need to make sure he's not Trishable at this point. Because otherwise he knows he has a really good board set up. Which, probably just the Gungnir then would probably be best. If he plays it, that is. Because otherwise there's no chainables from hand. Unless he wants to search for a Klaus, set a spell. Just so that, you know, he doesn't have anything. Or just get a cycle so that he just brings back a Unicorn. So that he can't Emerald again. Maybe. I don't know. Just trying to think of what the stronger plays are from Eric. And again, just keep him in a place where he can't be trished. Which, yeah, Gungnir is probably the best way to do it. Because then he just protects the Decisive Armor, but he'll be left open to a 101. But it looks like he's going to go Battle Phase attack. I mean, yeah, it's obvious he had the Valk, but he couldn't do anything about it. So, just going to go Senju for the... Yeah, I mean, like I said, he could either go Klaus for a cycle to bring back Unicorn, or he could go, like I said, the Gungnir so he's not Trishable. And it looks like he's just going to go Gungnir so he's not Trishable. So, that works, I guess. And he has nothing else, so he just has to pass. And we'll see what Jake gets to draw. He does have a very good chance of coming back, but his board is still kind of weak. That Mirror is helpful, though. And he just happily drops the Manju. Manju for Unicorn. Yep. And then just go for the Kaleido. I mean, he's definitely set up for a Trish play. But is he able to get over Eric's entire board? Let's see. Yeah, because what he could do is he could go, he's going to go Brio for Shirt, I would guess. Because what he could do is overlay in a 101, take the Decisive Armor, Double knock the Trishes. And he'll be fine. At least that's the way I see it, at least. Yeah, that would probably be the stronger way to do it. Or Castell. Oh, Eric, you jokester, you. But, I mean, 101 wouldn't have been destroyable. And it's not like he was in a weird setup where it would have been bad to... I don't know. I guess that's fine. But... Yep, he just goes for the... Yeah, what I would have done is I would have done Trish first and then 101... Well, no, yeah, he would have... Yeah, I would have Trished first, if anything, because that would have baited out the Gungnir that he knows Eric has in hand, but... I guess... Oh, Decisive Armor. But he has the... Oh yeah, I guess he can just summon that for damage. But... He's at 11. He's gonna go for... the Emerald. Putting back a Valk, a Unicorn. Nope, he's gonna put back... Herald, Valk, and Manchu? Yeah, because he needs to keep stuff engraved so that he will be able to go for the Decisive Armor play. But still, I think the thing to do would have been summon Trish, and then he would have probably just gone Gungnir onto the Decisive Armor. He could have 1-1 the Decisive Armor, double knock the Trishes, hit. And then Eric had no board, so it's not like Jake would have been in a bad situation. Or, I mean, he could have Castelled, whatever, but I still would have... I don't know. I see 1-1. What did Jake draw off of the Emerald? Looks like a Damage Juggler. So I'll have a little bit of protection for next turn, at least. Decisive Armor comes out. He lets Trish go. And then he's just going to let Manju stay, or the Senju stay. And, ooh, that's rough. He has a Manju. That's kind of game, I believe, at this point, because Jake has a Trish and a Damage Juggler in hand. No, that's not game yet. Let's see. Just thinking what that Gungnir could do. But he would go Manju for what would be the best thing to Manju with? Probably a mirror because he can summon Gungnir. I hear myself trading with someone. It's weird. Alright, he goes Unicorn. What will the Unicorn for? Is the question. But first he's going to make an Exceed. He's going to make Diamond Dire. Popping the Castell. You basically just need a way so he can search mirrors, because if he gets a few mirrors, he's pretty good. Oh yeah, and also if Eric can summon out Trish again, he's going to have game, I think. Or at least he's just going to be in a really good situation. Okay, he's going to search Mirror. Oh yeah, and then Great Sorcerer when it's banished, I think it Foolishes one. Yep. What he Foolish, though? I think that was an Exa, from what I could see. Oh yeah, and then what he can do is he can use the other spell, Banishing Exa, bring back Shuret, and then if he has another cycle in deck, I think he'll have game. Yep. Yep, Exa summons Shuret. Or at least, like, Jake will just be too far behind, because if he has to use Damage Juggler for the game, or, because if he banishes Damage Juggler, then, Trish will, or he won't be able to protect himself, but if he banishes Trish, he obviously has no plays, but if he wanted to, you know, preserve, well no, he would have game no matter what, because he would just banish Decisive Armor, he'll have 2 monsters on board, just tack, enemy game. So, yeah. That Great Sorcerer and an Exa, pretty damn good. Like, I didn't even think about that right away, but yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's a good reason to play both. So side decking, Lancia's almost okay come in on both ends. What else is really good played for the mirror match these days in side decks? Like, I just know Lancias are really played because Infernoids and whatever, so Jake's just considering a bunch of cards to take out. Looks like a few clowns are coming out. I think I saw a Mind Crush, Veilers, and an Emptiness from Jake. What it looks like. Looks like he might take out a couple of the clowns. Eric. I think I saw MSTs come out from Eric. But we'll see what exactly comes out. I didn't see what that last card was from Eric. Let's see if we see anything. Is that a mathematician? I don't think so. Something random. But okay, I saw a Veiler from Eric. And I know Eric plays Lancia, so probably see something like that. Yeah, so game 2, Eric will most likely be starting. So we'll see if he makes a stronger board this time around. But who knows. Well, then again, I mean, it's not like his board was that weak, but like, if Jake had another way to ritual summon and also discard with Gungnir, he would have had game because he would have just trapezed, but oh well, it's what it is, right? Alright, so I'm gonna assume Eric's starting, so see, it's a Lancia, Decisive Armor, I think I saw a Kaleido, yep, and then a Unicorn and a Klaus, so he can get a little bit of board establishment, and he has a Lancia, so he's not trishable, and he has ways to kind of protect himself. Let's see. Jake, can I see your hand? Yeah, so he has protection for the Unicorn at least, and then he has plays for the following turns. Come on, I see a Maxi from Jake. Alright, he's just going to Maxi, so Eric's just going to want to stop after this, because it's not like he needs to establish much more of a board. See, I see a Valk and a Manju. I think I see a shirt from Jake. And I think I saw one spell. He's just going to send Brio, getting a Unicorn to get back Brio, just deck thin. Because, I mean, again, Eric has the Lancia, and he has the Decisive Armor, so anything big he has that Jake summons, you can just hit over with Decisive Armor, and then Lancia for the Trish. And looks like Jake drew Senju. I just can't see what else Jake has in hand. Oh, that's a Rhoda. It looks like it might be a Decisive Armor in hand. Summon Senju. Getting a Unicorn. Because you can just go Rhoda for Klaus. And then go for, obviously, the whatever. Unless he really, no, he already has shirt in hand, isn't he? I think I already saw the shirt in hand, but he's just going to go Klaus for the Kaleido. And then he can summon, yeah, there was the Mind Crush in his deck, so we know he plays that. Let's see. Excuse me. Let's see what he wants to summon. Or what exactly he wants to do. I'm just trying to see his other cards in hand. Like I said, I think I saw Decisive Armor. I mean, he's going to want to just go for Kaleido right here. And then, yeah, it looks like a Decisive Armor. Yep, that is definitely a Decisive. Oh no, I just saw the Unicorn again. These Decisive Armors are playing mind games with me. Or non-Decisive Armors, whatever. If only Eric had the Max C right there. That would have been so good. Yep, Valk. Yeah, it's still... Yep, that is definitely Decisive Armor. Alright, so... Go Kaleido for Brio? Oh no, he's going to get Cycle. Because he can summon the Valk or the Decisive Armor right here. And I mean, Valk would probably just be better because he can just go for shirt for Brio. And I mean, he seems to have a strong enough hand, so he's not too bad out. Yep, just go for Brio. Unfortunately, he didn't have a Trish play. That would make, well, I was gonna say you could Diamond Arrow, but I forgot there's that Unicorn on board too, so that kind of screws things up. So Jake will just go, I'm just assuming battle phase, unless he really wants to get something with Brio right away, which I would assume he'd want to save for Valk. Battle phase, attack with Valk, and Eric is just going to drop the decisive armor, and Jake just lets it go through? He had the decisive armor though. I guess he didn't want to waste it, and he didn't consider Valk that important, but Jake's just going to overlay, but there's a Unicorn on board still. A 3300 Unicorn. There's nothing strong, really. Like, he's just going to be really far behind. And he's looking at, I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, overlaying doesn't really make much of a difference. Doesn't help him. And I think they said something here about that play. They're telling me about that. He just goes crash the Senju. Why would he? Yeah, and Eric's just like, oh, you'd be taking way too much damage. There's no point. Yeah, if he just knocked everything in, it would just be pointless. Oh yeah, water on his. Yeah, like, I don't know why Jake didn't drop the decisive armor and he already let it go to grave. I mean, it is local, so he could probably just ask Eric if he could take it back, but, like, I don't know, whatever. He is crashing the Senju. Oh, and okay, yep, yeah, they were telling me about this, and Jake is like, Eric wouldn't let me take back the play. And he's like, and Eric just lets him do it, but then I remember hearing Eric was like, no, wait, we can't go back. We went far in, dude. What? So Eric's just gonna let them go back. Oh, and now Eric's bitching about it. And now Eric's just like, no, you can't take it back. You already let it go to grave. Okay, he's gonna crash in the Senju and then crash in the Unicorn, because Eric didn't want him to take it back. I mean, I guess, like, I mean, I understand where Eric's coming from, just because, like, you know, that's a lot to take back, but at the same time, it's still local, you know, it's like, it shouldn't be that much of a concern, but, you know, it's what it is, right? Yeah, because Eric would have been just so far behind, and, like, he didn't have any real plays after that. Or no, he had a Brio in hand. So, I mean, I guess he kind of did. Because, yeah, he can just get whatever spell he wants right here. And Jake's just going to scoop because he had a Brio and a, oh, and he had the emptiness anyway, so it didn't really matter. Because I think they both just side out MSTs, so Eric would have been fine, but I don't know. I don't know how I would have actually handled, you know, that whole battle phase right there. I mean, Jake did go kind of far in and was, like, considering other plays and then rewinded a little bit much, but I don't know. It was still a, I don't know. It's, what do you guys think? I guess is the real question. Should Eric have just let him take it back, or should they have just, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but otherwise, yeah, that'll be it for this. So, hope you guys enjoyed, such blah, recommend sub, and later, guys.